Welcome back, friends. Valentine's Day may not seem like the perfect time to have a conversation about finances, but our next guest says it's important for couples to talk about it now to avoid stress and arguments down the road. Don't I know it? Let's learn how to start this conversation. Joining me now is Gregory Ricks of Gregory Ricks and Associates. Hello, my good sir.
Hey, Malik. How are you?
I'm doing good, and I'm excited to talk about this because listen, let's be honest here. Anybody in a relationship, anyone who has been in a relationship knows that finances really can make or break a relationship. And first, let's let people know this, right? We're not saying on Valentine's Day, talk about this during the steak dinner, maybe at the movie, at the date night, but you're just saying in general, you need to talk about finances, right?
You should be having these conversations, but let's not blow up Valentine's Day.
No.
That is a good time to enjoy each other's company. But let's get into the next week or in the next few weeks and start having a real discussion.
It's so true. And look, research actually shows that 60% of married couples regret not discussing finances before they tied the knot. And I love how you suggest that it depends on what stage you are in when it comes to talking about finances. When it comes to dating, what should we be talking about with our partner?
Start with your personality. Spender, debtor, shopper, investor, saver. Those first three are kind of problematic there. And you need to be on the same page. I'd say as a couple, if we could have a blend of that, but the spender, debtor, shopper is not really about managing household money or doing budgets. And we don't necessarily have to live on a budget. 70% of the people do not enjoy that.
Right.
But if you know your personality type, you can figure out how to work together going forward and have discussions. And it might not be a weekly meeting, so to speak. And you could almost think of your household as a business because money flows in and money flows out. So you need to at least kind of have a monthly update of how are things going. Think of it more as an audit versus a budget.
So should we be asking questions like, do you have a savings account? Do you spend recklessly? Those type of things. And when we talk about the dating phase, right, are we talking 6 months in, 1 year in, 2 years in?
Oh my goodness, I think it should be much earlier on a dating phase. One, you have to think about debt.
Right.
Do they have college debt?
Yes.
How's that going to be handled as a household? That could prevent you from buying a home. Or are they behind on it? Another one, tax returns. I had a discussion not long ago about somebody was unaware of the spouse not having done tax returns.
No!
A caller into the radio show asked about that. And that's kind of like, this needs to be addressed. You need to come clean about this.
Because if you get married, their problems become your problems. Okay, we don't want that. When it comes to being engaged, right? I've fallen in love. They've proposed to me, a huge rock. What should we be talking about there? How much you spent on the ring? I'm confused.
You should think, do we keep accounts separate or do we join accounts?
What do you suggest?
Joint accounts.
Really?
It's a higher success rate, but that takes, once again, communication there when you join accounts and being on the same page. It's really important. I think that's where things can be problematic because are we really coming clean? Why do you not want to join accounts?
Right.
And then you got to worry, is somebody going to be over controlling? That's a concern, and we both need to be open and sharing, and we need to think about evolving. Sometimes you just have to let things soak in and absorb it and become adjusted to it. It's kind of prepare them for what's coming.
It's so true. And is this something as well when it comes to talking about, like, say my partner makes more money than me or I make more money than them? Is this also the time to have the conversation, if I contribute 70% because I make more, you contribute 30%? Is that the time to have that conversation, or should we wait till marriage to have something like that once we've tied the knot?
I'd want to deal this before you tied the knot, because if this is going to be a breaking point, this is going to lead to arguments, unhappiness, or somebody feeling betrayed or controlled. Once you tie the knot, that's really hard to unwind this thing. Think about it. That's a lot of expense, gets lawyers involved.
Okay.
And we don't want that.
Because that's more money. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to getting married, it's more about long-term planning.
Yeah. And that's when you reach the marriage point, is what are your common goals? And you probably should have had that discussion before.
Yeah.
But as you evolve as a household, as a couple, evolves into a family, what are we doing long term? Which also leads into, what does retirement look like? And you kind of say, well, you know, we're in our 20s or 30s. That's a long time away. Yeah, it is. And that's why you have to have these discussions early. Why? We want the compounding of our money to start as soon as possible. It isn't like you got to throw a lot of money at it, but you need to start saving early and get on the same page with doing so.
And how often should we talk about something like this, right? Whether we're in the dating, the engagement, or the married phase. Is this a weekly conversation, a monthly conversation, after, you know, bedtime conversation?
You just don't want surprises. And sometimes, you know, in my household, it's when it comes to mind is a good time to talk about it, especially if it wakes you up in the middle of the night. My rule is, if this thought woke me up in the middle of the night, I'm solving it the next day, because I don't want that to happen again.
And you would hope that whoever you are dating, engaged to, or married to, you already have that rapport of communicating, because it's so important. This is just something else that you need to talk about as a couple. Gregory Ricks, thank you so much for joining us today. And look, everyone, if you all want more financial tips, including how to make a spending plan, visit GregoryRicks.com. He has some information on his website. You can also give his office a call at 504-832-9200. His office is located in Metairie.